I was actually going to say, who doesn't love a dank brew?
That's right. All right. So we've gotten through a little bit of the beer. I think it's time for us to wake up the brain cells as we get ready to knock them down with...
Wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference. This is where I am going to give the crew, as well as those of y'all watching live, as you ought to do, every Tuesday night around 7:30-ish Pacific at welikedrinking.com/show. Or, if you're subscribing and you ding that notification bell on YouTube, we'll probably jump right into your feed when we go live. I'm going to give this crew a term, and they're going to tell me, do they think this is a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or some sort of pop culture reference? And all y'all watching live, throwing those in the comments. I swear our contestants live on the show aren't going to look at those right now. The term this week is Dusties. Dusties. Is that a wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference? John Ruyak.
Well, I'm going to do everybody a favor and ask you, how the heck do you spell that?
Dusties is spelled Dusties, and the D is capitalized when that word is put at the beginning of a sentence.
Okay. So it isn't a Y apostrophe S. So it's not a place. So it couldn't be particularly a pop culture reference. Dusties. I'm going to say this is I'm going to say this is a kind of a pop culture reference wine term for wine bottles that are stored way back in the corner someplace, and they've been there for decades.
Wow. Okay. John Ruyak says that this is a, well, you started to say pop culture, but then you said it was a wine.
It's a wine term.
It's a wine that's tucked away in the back and just kind of forgot. Those are the Dusties, right? Yeah. Chris, what do you think Dusties is in reference to?
I'm feeling pretty confident on this one. This is a beer slang term for sure. And maybe it applies in the same way that John was talking about with wine, but I've got some Dusties in my linen closet right now that are just aging to perfection as I intended them to 8 years ago when I put them there and subsequently forgot about them. But they're Dusties. I mean, that's just what it's called. It's beer lingo. I don't know if this is the answer you're looking for, but this is what a lot of beer nerds out there refer to their collection, as it were,
Interesting.
Of beers.
Okay, so Chris, throwing the entire beer geek community under the bus, says that this is a beer term. Jeff Eccles, Dusties?
John went Dusties with the wine, collecting dust. Chris has gone with the beer side, collecting dust. I guess I'll have to go pop culture reference then, just to complete the trifecta. And what can this be? This is going to be a negative term for an actor or actress that's kind of been around the block too long. They've kind of outrun they can't play the young people anymore. So they call them Dusties.
Oh, okay. Like Sylvester Stallone. It'd be crazy for him to be
wet.
Sylvester Stallone is definitely a Dusty.
He's a Dusty. Okay. So this is so fun because Eccles, to cover his bases, says that this is a pop culture reference.
It's like John betting $1 on The Price is Right.
It is kind of like betting $1. It's a little bit like that. John Ruyak says it's a wine term. Chris is saying that this is a beer term.
100%.
If I was a betting guy, I'd be putting my money on Chris.
And yet, according to Aaron Goldfarb's 2015 article entitled Bar Slang 101, as published on First We Feast, behind the bar, an odd bottle of liqueur that is never ordered or used in any drinks ever, also known as a turd, is referred to as a dusty. It's a spirit term! Woo! Dusties.
We should get points for saying it has something to do with dust on the bottle, at least.
This was so great that John and Chris were totally right on with the definition, just not my train of thought.